It's Monday the 20th of July 2020 and the world is still a very strange place. So join me as I escape the busy streets of Sheffield and take on the Five Weirs Walk, which will take me from the city centre up to Meadowhall alongside the banks of Sheffield's biggest river, the River Don. So this is the start of the Five Weirs Walk. It begins at Blanc Street, which is just below Castlegate in the Sheffield City Centre, and it's now 20 past 11. I think it'll probably take about 2.5 hours to get to Meadowhall. So we're starting here at the north bank. So straight away it's brought some surprises, because I didn't know any of this was here. Big Indian restaurant, the Aghar Lounge, Rainbow Gelato ice cream place, MIR restaurant, didn't know about any of this, and Mojito bar. There seems to be information about various structures in the river. I can't see any. Maybe they got washed away. That's a shame. I have done this walk once before. And I really enjoyed it. It's hard to believe that you're actually walking amongst the industrial part of Sheffield, or the former industrial part of Sheffield, when you're walking through the various nature reserves and walking alongside the river. And just above you is only the sound of the traffic that reminds you that you are actually walking through the city. I've just come underneath Derek Dooley Way. So keep on going. Part of this walk is closed. I'm expecting quite early on to have to come away from the river and walk through the streets of Attercliffe, because the footpath got destroyed in the floods late last year, and so I'm hoping it's not too much of the walk. And here's the which I do believe is called the Spider Bridge. Does this tell us anything? No. Huge spider above, or spiders, because there's another one over there, would suggest that this is it Spider Bridge or Cobweb Bridge? So this is where I started the walk last time. Came off the Wicker, so I missed that very first part. I came off the Wicker at a place called Diafa Restaurant, which is a really good Middle Eastern restaurant serving good food, big portions, low prices. So if you're ever in this part of town, definitely go and check that out. And up there, just going up there, is Spittle Hill, and there are many more really good restaurants up there. Again, cheap and good portions and good food. Just over there, next to on the side of that derelict building, you probably can't see it on here, There's some street art by the artist called Flem, who I have come across his stuff before on some previous vlogs. Didn't know about that one. So already some surprises on the Five Weirs Walk. So I've been going about 5 minutes and I've come across the first weir, which is called the Walk Mill Weir. So this is a bit of a legacy of Sheffield's industrial past. So I'm going to cross the river now on this bridge. This is going to take me away from the industrial part of Sheffield, and I think it's going to start getting a bit greener from now on. Let's see what this says. Sheffield Bailey Bridge. Built during the Second World War. Quite impressed with the walk so far. Well signposted, lots of information on at various points. Well, just as I thought it was all about to get much greener, within a couple of minutes it's brought me back out onto the streets. So I'm looking for a sign now. I'm pretty sure it's not up there. I think I might need to turn right down here on Warren Street. I can't see any signs. There's a sign for the Transpennine Trail. Okay, so I was correct. At that point there, where it does get a little bit tricky, you come through the bridge and then you need to walk down Warren Street, which will bring you back onto the Five Weirs Walk. And at some point I'm expecting to have to come off the walk, because I think it's somewhere around here where it's closed down because the footpath got destroyed during the floods. So we'll keep going and see what happens when we get to the diversion. Hopefully it's well signposted. There's not a lot of people. Well, I've not seen anyone since I've started. Nice bench. Just sit down and show you the view. Lovely. Keep going. Can't remember seeing a great deal of street art last time. I'm hoping that there is some, and near the walk past that, I guess that's the second weir. So it is the second weir. The internet reliably informs me, and this one's the Burton weir. Not much information, well, no information on the internet about this one, but I guess they all pretty much did the same thing. The only thing that the internet provides on Burton Weir is there's a clothes company called Burton Weir, not from Sheffield. I wonder if they know about this. Okay, time to keep moving. That's 2 out of the 5. Only been going 20 minutes. Built across the River Don to supply water to mills. The river built up behind the weir and was forced to flow into an artificial channel. The water in this goit rushed by water wheels to power mill machinery. And necessary for industry, but a disaster for migrating fish. Salmon travelled up the River Don after feeding as far away as Iceland. They would lay their eggs in the river upstream of Sheffield, but the weirs blocked their passage. The weirs were too high to jump over and not enough water flowed over them for the fish to swim up. Salmon have not lived in the River Don for over 200 years. Now organisations are helping migrating fish back to the river by building fish passes. You can see these are some of the species being helped. So we've got the salmon, brown trout and grayling. Recently I heard that there were salmon back in the River Don after 200 years, so who knows, might see some. It's just telling you some of the wildlife that you might see. Wildflowers, dragonflies, and if you're lucky you might see the flash of a kingfisher. So this is the 8 mile blue loop, which is what I'm planning on doing today. Cool. So you can see the industries that still exist alongside the River Don. River Don is Sheffield's biggest river, and it's about 90 miles long. It starts in the Pennines, cuts through Penistone, Sheffield, Rotherham, Doncaster, Conisbrough, and then meets up with, I think, the River Oust. I might be wrong about that. And it's 5 rivers in Sheffield, 5 main rivers in Sheffield, of which the Don is one of them, and the other 4, let me get this right, the Sheaf, the Rivlin, Loxley and the Porter, and they all feed into the River Don. So the River Don is the biggest river in Sheffield by quite a long stretch. It's interesting, never really thought about, you know, Sheffield's history and its relationship with the rivers. When I was younger, just didn't bother me. I knew they were there, but wasn't something I was interested in. I guess when you get a bit older, these things suddenly start becoming interesting. But yeah, the river was really useful for the industries, but they didn't really care for the river as much as they should have done. And over the 19th and 20th century, in fact you can see just there, you probably can't get it on there, there's a pipe coming out of that building, and all the industry used to just dump all their waste straight into the river, and that's why a lot of the wildlife disappeared, like the salmon, as I've just mentioned. But certainly over the past 30-40 years, maybe a bit longer, new initiatives been brought in to protect. There's a guy fishing there. You caught anything? You caught anything? What you got? How many? Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so now all the laws that have been brought in to protect wildlife and protect the environment means that the wildlife and the fish are returning. So just talking about how the laws and the initiatives to preserve and maintain these kind of areas, and then this has just popped up, Friends of Blue Loop. This is I actually got the map from their website, and they're a voluntary group that look after the Blue Loop, that is the Five Weirs Walk, and then the canal walk coming back the other way. I would imagine, you know, creating things like this and just generally maintaining the place. So I'm now well into it now. It's beautiful now. Look at this. I can go down there. Am I going to fall if I go down there? Probably. Stick to the path. I'm sure I can find somewhere, another spot where I can get down to the river. You can hear it in the background, but apart from the noise, you just would not think you were walking through the industrial areas of Sheffield right now. You'd think you were out in the countryside or something. Beautiful. So, salmon pastures. It's a little nature reserve, so might see a few things running around in here. Well, I bought a couple of sandwiches, and there's a bench, so I think it's time for a sandwich. So I bought two sandwiches with me, one with ham and mustard, one ham and piccalilli. I'm not sure which is which. Mustard. So I've just finished my sandwich, and I was sat there thinking how well maintained this place is, and how there's no signs of any litter or anything. And then plastic bag, more plastic, more plastic. It's a shame. I guess that was all the same person, so if you're watching this, you're a twat. So this is where I need to come off the Five Weirs Walk, because this is where the path collapsed, washed away in the flood. So I need to come out back onto the streets. It's the first of the signs, so hopefully this will be easy to find my way back in. Yes, I just need to keep walking in the direction of the river. So here we are. I say it's hard to believe that when you're walking alongside the walk, that just above you is Attercliffe. Right, let's see where we need to go then. So after walking for 5 minutes in that direction, I checked Google Maps and realised that I was going the wrong way, which didn't make any sense to me, because I thought I was just following the river, but apparently the river loops round, and if I had paid more attention, I'd have noticed this sign telling me that I actually need to go in this direction. It's like the whole of Sheffield's just spun around. Right, so I need to walk along here until I get to Stevenson Road, then turn left, and hopefully that will bring me back onto the Five Weirs Walk. We shall see. Well, I'm just approaching the start of Attercliffe now, and I thought I was going to be turning left down Stevenson Road, but I've just come across this, which is telling me I need to go down here, Trent Street. So I'm just going to follow the signs, and hopefully this will bring me back onto the Five Weirs Walk. So recycling plant now. And here we are. I was a little bit unsure as to which direction I needed to take from here. I was presuming it was right, but I did get it wrong last time. So but luckily I've just seen a sign for the 5 Weirs Walk heading in the direction of Meadowhall, which is the direction I want to be in. So back on track. So luckily the diversion away from the walk didn't make me miss any of the weirs. So this is the third one, the Sanderson Weir. I think this is the prettiest one so far. Some interesting looking street art over there as well. Probably can't see that. Nice photo. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be going now. I've just come out. See the just at the end of here, that's the where I've just come out of the Five Weirs Walk. There were no signs anywhere telling me where to go next, so I'm presuming I just keep going straight and hopefully it will take me back onto the trail. We shall see. So incredibly, I haven't done this. I've done this walk once before. That was about 5 years ago, and as I just approached this entrance stroke exit sign, I knew immediately that I turned left and then turn right again, and I re-enter the walk at the other side of the river, and yeah, that's where I need to be. Incredible how your brain just stores this information. Delivered onto Blanc Street and Atcliffe Common, 2/5 of a mile. Wow, they were very specific back in the day. This pretty much sums up the Five Weirs Walk, this part just right here. You can just stand and just look out over the river, enjoy the view, and then you turn around, hazardous waste. Talk about one extreme to the other. Ah, so pretty and peaceful. It is one of the things I do love about the Five Weirs Walk, because it really is a walk of contrasts. I mean, it's to my right, so beautiful. Could be walking somewhere in the countryside next to the river, and then to my left, it doesn't get much uglier than that, does it? So when you see events being put on in the city centres and they need all this temporary fencing, and you might think to yourself, where do they keep all that stuff when it's not being used? Well, there's your answer. Oh, it's like an interesting place. It's called Web Help. So I don't know if it's a new tech company. Got a nice big pool outside, and it said, "Be quiet, honeybees at work." And lots of people in there on laptops and things. So can I go now? Yes, I think I can. So we're right back in the city now. That's a nice old building over there. Don't know what that used to be. It's now called something called Glide House. Don't know what that is. So the Sheffield Arena is just over there. And Centertainment. You'll find the usual restaurant chains, cinema, that kind of thing. And Meadowhall is in that direction. and that's where I'm heading to. Not because I want to go to Meadowhall, but because that's where the Five Weirs Walk ends. So I've been going for about, what time did I say I started? About 20 past 11. It's now 5 past 1. I've stopped and had something to eat, and I've not been going mega fast because I've been stopping and taking photos and stuff. So I thought it would take about 2.5 hours tops, and I think that's probably going to be about right. I need to just keep an eye out for a sign which tells me that I need to take a left to get back onto the Five Weirs Walk. Well, I'm actually on the Five Weirs Walk because this is part of it, but it does go back next to the river. Don't know if I can go. It's on red, so I think somewhere around here there'll be one of those helpful little stickers, just get out of the cycle lane, which tells me to turn left. Well, I can't see one just yet. Just approaching the Sheffield Forge Masters, which is on the map, so I'm going to take a look. So I just walked past the Sheffield Forge Masters and carried on walking for about 50 yards, and then there you go, Transpennine Trail. So this is where I turn left, and I'm guessing that I'll be back on the River Don at the bottom of here. This guy walking with a backpack in front of me, maybe he's doing the same thing as me. He's not vlogging though. Loser. So after turning left about another 300 meters, the wind's up now so the audio's probably not that great. Yeah, about another 300 meters and then you get one of these entrances which I've been coming across all day, and so we're back next to the river. So straight after taking that left turn, this brings us to the 4th weir, and this is the Brightside weir. And I've just been reading some information on this thing, which I did see at the last one. So this thing here is a fish pass, and this is what's helps the fish migrate up the river further than they have done for 150 years. The weirs prevented the fish from moving up the river, which is why we've not seen salmon on the River Don for 200 years. And one of the things you can do to improve it is to remove the weir completely, but that's not always possible. So they build these fish passes which enable fish to move further up the river. So that's why we're seeing salmon in the River Don after all this time. So I think this is the 4th one, so I think there's one more to go. So let's carry on. So I just come off the main road, following the trail, and then I come to this bit and I'm like, right, where do I go now? I figured that up there is leading to the road, and this one is leading to the back to the river. But yeah, then I just noticed these stickers again, these here, telling me that I'm on the right track. I've got to say well done to the friends of the Blue Loop. I'm presuming that all these stickers you're doing, because I've not got lost once. I did go the wrong way coming out of the diversion, but that was my own fault. There were stickers there telling me which way to go, so it's very easy to do the Five Weirs Walk. It's almost impossible to get lost, and that's down to the good work of the friends of the Blue Loop. So big thumbs up from me. So that's pretty much brought me to the end of the Five Weirs Walk, because I'm now at Meadowhall, I've not managed to spot the fifth weir yet. I'm not sure whether it's you can see it or whether it's at the other side of all this. So oh, Meadowhall doesn't look very busy. Lots of tables out for people, but yeah, so the fifth weir is around here somewhere. Oh, maybe this is it. It is indeed. Hadfield's Weir. The fifth weir on the Five Weir Walk. Let's have a look then. Another one of them fish passes there. So these are the fish that are now able to pass up the river Don, thanks to the fish passes. Nice pungent smell. I'll not be popping for a pint in Wetherspoons, I don't think. So there we are, that's the Oasis food court at Meadowhall. So that's the Five Weirs Walk. So I have come in Meadowhall, which looks quite busy. The only reason I've come in is to go to the toilet. Well, that was a successful toilet stop in Meadowhall. That's about the only reason why I would want to go to Meadowhall, to be honest. It's fairly busy. It's quite busy in the restaurants and bars. Not many people wearing masks. I'd say about a third. I mean, that's all going to change soon. I mean, we don't need to wear a mask now, it's not dangerous now, but in 10 days it will be, so everyone needs to wear a mask in 10 days or 4, well actually it's less than that now. But yeah, some people think it's taking away their human rights, being forced to wear a mask. Anti-maskers is a thing, would you believe? As if anti-vax people weren't stupid enough. Now we have anti-maskers to contend with as well. So, right, what to do now? The original plan was to do the Five Weirs Walk to Meadowhall and then get the tram from Meadowhall back home. And then I saw on the Friends of the Blue Loop website that you can actually go back using the canal, using the canals rather than the Five Weirs Walk. So I'm not sure where it is, where I need to get onto that route. I think I just do a full loop around Meadowhall and start working my way back. If I carry on this way, this will eventually take me to Rotherham, but definitely don't want to go there. Right, this is a nice bench. Looks like a place to, well, I say it's a nice bench, it's right next to Meadowhall, but it's a convenient bench. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have my other sandwich and find out how I get back onto this canal walk. Yeah, so the original plan was to do the Five Weirs Walk, get to Meadowhall and then go for the tram to take me back to Gleadless, which I can get just at the end of this bridge. But I think my feet are starting to ache because I haven't done that much walking. during lockdown, not as much as I obviously did when I was travelling, so my feet are aching a bit, but I think I can do it. I mean, I'm going to anyway, so I reckon it'll be about the same going back. It's took me just over 2 hours to do the 5 Weirs Walk, about 2 hours 10 minutes. So I'm going to sit down, have a sandwich and a rest, and then try and find the start of this this canal walk. Ham and piccalilli this time. It's a great word, that, isn't it? Piccalilli. For those of you unfamiliar with piccalilli, it's kind of like a chutney, I guess, type thing. It's got cauliflowers, gherkins, and is it onion in there as well? Something else in there. It's quite tangy, but it livens up a sandwich. Okay, so I just realised that as this is the end of the 5 Weirs Walk, that this will probably be the end of the video, and the walk back to Sheffield will be another video. So I suppose I better wrap this one up. So highly recommend the 5 Weirs Walk. It's the second time I've done it. I love it. I love the contrasts of it, and I love how you dip in and out of the city. It's dead easy to follow, even with the diversion, which may or may not be still in place should you decide to do it. But even with that, everything's really well signposted. It does bring you at Meadowhall, which is, you know, it's not my favourite place in the world. It's a good toilet stop, and that's about it. I did it the first time about 5 years ago. Lived in Sheffield all my life, never done the 5 Weirs Walk. And I had a great time doing it then, and I've enjoyed it just as much today. It's been a nice day. It's not rained at all. It's not blistering hot. It's just right, perfect for walking. I've not got a sweat on or anything. It's just nice breeze in the air. Yeah. So I'm going to finish this sandwich and then head on to the second part of this walk, which will be the canal walk back to Sheffield. So hope you've enjoyed sharing this adventure with me, and as always, when vloggers always say to click the like, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't particularly like asking people to do that, but it is how YouTube finds these videos. So if you do that, that will really help the channel and help other people find it as well. So nice one. See you later.